Embracing self-love and acceptance is the cornerstone of learning how to be happy alone. It is an essential first step on the journey to inner peace and fulfillment. Without this foundational practice, it becomes difficult to truly experience contentment in solitude. The core of self-love is acknowledging that you are worthy of love, respect, and kindness, not because of what you do or how others perceive you, but simply because you exist. Often, society encourages a narrative where our value is tied to external achievements or the approval of others. This mindset can lead to self-doubt and feelings of inadequacy, especially when we are alone. But true happiness comes when we break free from these external measures and start recognizing our intrinsic worth. Self-love begins with acceptance, accepting who you are, imperfections and all. It means embracing your strengths and weaknesses without judgment. Everyone has flaws, nobody is perfect. The key is not to view these imperfections as something to be ashamed of, but as part of what makes you human. Self-acceptance requires that we stop comparing ourselves to others. In today's world of social media and constant connectivity, it's easy to feel like you're falling short when you compare yourself to others' curated lives. However, true happiness comes from realizing that your journey is unique and valid. You are not defined by anyone else's standards, but by your own. The process of self-love also involves being kind to yourself. Too often, people are their own harshest critics, focusing on what they have failed to achieve or what they could have done better. It's important to counteract this negative self-talk with affirmations of love and encouragement. When you make a mistake, rather than berating yourself, practice self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a friend in need of support. Acknowledge your efforts and progress, even if you haven't reached the end goal yet. Understanding that mistakes are a natural part of growth helps you develop resilience and a stronger sense of self. Another powerful element of self-love is learning to set boundaries. When you love yourself, you recognize that your time, energy, and emotions are precious. Setting healthy boundaries ensures that you prioritize your own needs and protect your well-being. This could mean saying no when something doesn't align with your values or purpose, or it could involve stepping away from toxic relationships. Setting boundaries is a way of telling yourself that your happiness and mental health matter. It also signals to others that you are worthy of respect and that you won't tolerate mistreatment. When you embrace self-love, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with your values, even when they might disappoint others. Part of embracing self-love is also practicing self-care. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health is a direct expression of your worth. This could include regular exercise, eating nourishing food, getting enough sleep, and engaging in activities that bring you joy. Self-care is not selfish. It is necessary for a healthy and balanced life. When you prioritize your own well-being, you are better able to show up for others and navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. It's essential to remember that self-care is not just about pampering yourself with occasional indulgences, but about consistently tending to your needs and acknowledging that you deserve a life filled with joy, comfort, and peace. Self-love also means practicing forgiveness, both towards yourself and others. Often, people struggle with being alone because they carry emotional baggage, guilt, regret, or anger from past experiences. These unresolved emotions can hinder personal growth and make it difficult to appreciate the present moment. Forgiveness allows you to release these burdens and move forward. When you forgive yourself, you stop holding on to the mistakes or decisions that no longer serve you. Similarly, forgiving others frees you from the chains of resentment and anger, making space for peace and emotional healing. Letting go of these negative emotions is an act of self-love because it allows you to focus on the present and the future rather than being weighed down by the past. A final aspect of self-love is creating a life that aligns with your values and passions. When you understand what truly matters to you, you can make choices that bring you joy and fulfillment. This requires introspection and a willingness to be honest with yourself about what you want out of life. It's easy to get caught up in the expectations of others or societal pressures, But true happiness comes from following your own path. Whether it's pursuing a career that excites you, cultivating hobbies that bring joy, or surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, aligning your life with your core values ensures that you are living authentically. Authenticity, in turn, fuels happiness. In conclusion, self-love and acceptance are not one-time achievements, but lifelong practices. They require conscious effort, compassion, and resilience. When you embrace self-love, you create a foundation for a happy, fulfilling life, regardless of your circumstances or relationship status. By learning to accept yourself, set boundaries, practice self-care, and forgive yourself and others, you pave the way for greater peace and happiness in your life. Self-love is not about perfection, but about recognizing your worth, being kind to yourself, and living in alignment with who you truly are. Being comfortable with solitude is a crucial part of being able to be happy alone. Society often emphasizes the importance of being in relationships or surrounded by others as a sign of happiness and success. However, the reality is that the true ability to enjoy your own company is an essential skill for emotional well-being. When you can learn to appreciate solitude, you open the door to a deeper connection with yourself, which is where genuine happiness resides. And honestly, solitude allows you the space and time to reflect, recharge, and rediscover your interests without external distractions. It is in these moments of stillness that you may gain clarity, creativity, and insight into your goals, values, and purpose. One of the most important benefits of embracing solitude is that it gives you the opportunity to self-reflect. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to lose sight of who you truly are. We tend to adjust our behaviors, thoughts, and attitudes based on the expectations and judgments of others. Solitude breaks this cycle and forces you to reconnect with your inner self. Through self-reflection, you can examine your emotions, assess your desires, and figure out what truly matters to you. Without the influence of others, you become more attuned to your needs and can gain a clearer sense of direction. This introspective process can lead to powerful insights that help you make better decisions, develop healthier habits, and ultimately find contentment within yourself. Solitude also allows you to rediscover your passions and hobbies. Many people, when surrounded by others, may put their own interests and desires on the back burner. They might feel pressure to conform to societal expectations or the interests of those around them, which can lead to feelings of disconnection from what they love. When you're alone, however, you are free to reconnect with activities or hobbies that bring you joy without concern for others' opinions. Whether it's reading, painting, hiking, writing, or anything else that brings you fulfillment, solitude gives you the opportunity to explore these passions at your own pace. Rediscovering your hobbies not only brings happiness, but it can also contribute to personal growth and a deeper understanding of who you are. Learning to enjoy solitude also fosters independence and self-reliance. It is common for people to feel dependent on others for happiness or emotional support. While it's important to have supportive relationships, depending on others to validate your sense of self can be detrimental to your overall happiness. Solitude teaches you to be your own source of comfort and strength. You become more resilient when you are able to manage your emotions, thoughts, and challenges without needing constant external validation. The independence gained from solitude strengthens your mental and emotional well-being, which in turn increases your ability to handle life's ups and downs with greater ease. Additionally, solitude offers the perfect environment for self-care. While it's possible to engage in self-care activities when with others, solitude allows for a deeper connection with your own needs. This is the time to rest, reset, and engage in practices that nourish both your mind and body. Whether it's meditation, yoga, journaling, or simply taking a relaxing bath, these activities provide an opportunity to prioritize your well-being without distractions. The solitude space allows for uninterrupted self-care, which can lead to improved mental clarity, reduced stress, and overall emotional balance. One of the more profound aspects of learning to enjoy solitude is that it also teaches you to let go of the fear of being alone. Many individuals fear loneliness, often associating it with negative feelings of sadness or abandonment. However, by embracing solitude, you can reframe this fear. Being alone does not equate to being lonely. In fact, solitude can lead to feelings of peace, contentment, and self-sufficiency. When you stop viewing being alone as a negative experience, you free yourself from the societal pressure that tells you to always be connected with others. Learning to enjoy your own company is one of the most liberating experiences, as it allows you to define your own happiness without relying on anyone else to do so. Solitude also enhances your ability to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, which is much easier to do when you're not constantly interacting with others or distracted by external events. In solitude, you can tune into your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without the interference of daily distractions. This state of mindfulness helps to reduce stress and anxiety, as you are able to focus on the present moment rather than worry about the past or future. It also promotes emotional stability, as mindfulness encourages you to observe your thoughts without judgment, fostering a healthy relationship with your emotions. Another benefit of embracing solitude is the deepened connection it provides with your spiritual self. Whether you follow a particular religion or simply have a personal spiritual practice, solitude can create the necessary space for spiritual growth. Many people find that when they are alone, they can meditate, pray, or engage in deep introspection without interruption. This time allows them to connect with a higher power, access a sense of inner peace, and gain spiritual clarity. Spirituality, when nurtured in solitude, can bring about a profound sense of purpose, tranquility, and fulfillment in life. Finally, learning to enjoy solitude improves your relationships with others. When you are comfortable being alone, you are less likely to seek validation from others, and your connections become more genuine. By learning to nurture your own happiness, you become more present and emotionally available for those around you. You no longer depend on others to complete you or give you a sense of worth. Instead, you enter relationships from a place of self-assuredness, which leads to healthier, more balanced connections. When you are happy alone, you bring a stronger, more authentic version of yourself to your relationships, creating deeper bonds and more meaningful interactions. In conclusion, the ability to enjoy solitude is an empowering skill that fosters personal growth, independence, and emotional well-being. It allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level, rediscover your passions, and practice mindfulness. By letting go of the fear of being alone and embracing solitude, you create the space for happiness that comes from within. Learning to enjoy your own company not only improves your relationship with yourself, but also enhances the relationships you have with others, making it a vital component of a fulfilling life. Controlling your mouth starts with mastering the art of thinking before you speak. Words hold incredible power. They can build relationships, inspire change, or tear someone down. Before you say something, pause and ask yourself, is this true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? This self-check helps to filter impulsive comments or hurtful remarks that could lead to regret. By practicing mindfulness in speech, you ensure that your words contribute positively to conversations and relationships. One of the most critical aspects of controlling your mouth is developing emotional regulation. Often, people say things in the heat of the moment that they don't truly mean. Learn to manage your emotions by recognizing triggers that make you angry, frustrated, or upset. Take deep breaths or walk away from heated situations to give yourself time to calm down. Once you have a clearer head, you'll find it easier to express yourself in a constructive and respectful manner. Listening more and speaking less is a fundamental principle of controlling your mouth. Many people focus so much on what they want to say that they fail to truly hear others. Active listening involves giving your full attention to the person speaking, asking clarifying questions, and reflecting on their words before responding. This practice not only improves communication, but also strengthens relationships. By listening more, you'll also learn to tailor your words to the needs and perspectives of others, making your speech more impactful. Avoid gossip and negative talk, as they can harm your reputation and relationships. Gossip might feel satisfying in the moment, but it erodes trust and respect. If someone tries to involve you in gossip, redirect the conversation to a more positive or neutral topic. Similarly, refrain from complaining excessively or speaking negatively about others, even when they're not present. Your words should reflect integrity and kindness, building bridges instead of walls. Setting boundaries with your words is essential for self-respect and healthy relationships. Learn to say no when necessary and don't feel obligated to explain yourself excessively. At the same time, avoid overpromising or making commitments you cannot keep. Boundaries also mean being clear and assertive in expressing your needs, wants, and concerns. When you communicate your limits effectively, you reduce misunderstandings and prevent resentment. Your choice of tone and delivery matters as much as the words you use. Even the right words can be misinterpreted if spoken with sarcasm, impatience, or aggression. Practice speaking with a tone that conveys empathy, confidence, and understanding. Pay attention to nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions and body language, to ensure that your message is received as intended. Remember, how you say something often leaves a more lasting impression than what you say. And be mindful of how much you speak. Over-talking can make others feel unheard or overwhelmed. Whether in a personal conversation or a professional meeting, aim for balance. Share your thoughts succinctly and give others the opportunity to contribute. This creates a collaborative atmosphere where everyone feels valued. Avoid dominating conversations and instead focus on fostering meaningful dialogue. Education. Words can shape your mindset and self-belief, so it's crucial to monitor your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself internally impacts your confidence, resilience, and emotional well-being. Replace negative self-talk, such as, "I can't do this," with empowering affirmations like, "I am capable of overcoming challenges." Speak to yourself as you would to a close friend, encouraging, compassionate, and motivating. Adapting your communication style to different situations is another key element of controlling your mouth. The way you speak to a close friend might not be appropriate in a professional setting. Similarly, communicating with a child requires a different approach than addressing a colleague. Tailor your language, tone, and content to suit the audience and context, ensuring that your words are both relevant and respectful. Feedback and constructive criticism are important parts of communication, but they should be delivered thoughtfully. When providing feedback, focus on the issue rather than the person. Use I statements such as "I feel" or "I notice" to avoid sounding accusatory. Offer solutions or suggestions instead of merely pointing out flaws. Constructive criticism, when delivered kindly, can inspire growth and improvement without damaging relationships. Learning to apologize and admit mistakes is a sign of strength, not weakness. Everyone slips up from time to time, saying things they later regret. When this happens, take responsibility for your words. A sincere apology can mend relationships and rebuild trust. Avoid defensive behavior or justifications. Instead, focus on acknowledging the impact of your words and committing to do better in the future. Finally, commit to continuous improvement in your communication skills. Read books on effective communication, attend workshops, or watch videos from skilled speakers. Practice speaking clearly and confidently, whether in casual conversations or formal presentations. The more effort you put into refining your ability to express yourself, the more control you'll have over your mouth and the impact of your words. By mastering control over your mouth, you not only improve your relationships with others, but also enhance your personal and professional reputation. Controlled, thoughtful communication builds trust, respect, and influence, enabling you to navigate life with confidence and clarity. You know, Controlling your relationships begins with understanding the power of choice in the people you surround yourself with. Relationships can either uplift you or drain you, so it's essential to evaluate the impact others have on your life. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire, support, and challenge you to be your best self. If certain relationships are consistently toxic or unbalanced, it may be time to establish boundaries or distance yourself from them. This doesn't mean cutting people off without reason, but prioritizing connections that contribute positively to your growth and well-being. Healthy relationships require open communication. Learning to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and honestly is key to avoiding misunderstandings and resolving conflicts. When discussing sensitive topics, use I statements such as I feel or I need to take ownership of your emotions without blaming the other person. This approach fosters mutual respect and creates a safe space for meaningful conversations. Equally important is listening actively to others, seeking to understand their perspectives and showing empathy. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships. They help you protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Clearly define what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior in your relationships, and communicate those boundaries respectfully. For instance, if someone frequently interrupts your personal time, let them know when you're unavailable. Sticking to your boundaries ensures that others respect your limits, which in turn strengthens the foundation of trust in the relationship. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection. Building trust takes time and consistent effort. It involves being reliable, honest, and keeping your promises. If trust has been broken in a relationship, it's essential to address the issue directly and work toward rebuilding it. This might involve open dialogue, sincere apologies, or taking steps to restore faith. Conversely, if someone consistently betrays your trust, it's crucial to reassess the role they play in your life. Conflict is inevitable in relationships, but how you handle it determines its long-term impact. Rather than avoiding disagreements or letting emotions dictate your reactions, approach conflicts calmly and constructively. Focus on the issue at hand rather than resorting to personal attacks or bringing up past grievances. Aim for resolution rather than winning the argument. Effective conflict resolution strengthens relationships and teaches both parties valuable lessons about communication and compromise. Relationships thrive on mutual respect and reciprocity. It's important to give as much as you receive, whether it's emotional support, time, or effort. One-sided relationships where only one person consistently contributes often lead to resentment or burnout. Practice gratitude and acknowledge the contributions of others, letting them know they are valued. At the same time, evaluate whether you are meeting their needs and expectations in return. Responsibility is about making meaningful connections. Sometimes balance and fairness are key to sustaining strong connections. Empathy is a powerful tool in building deeper relationships. Put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand their feelings and motivations. By showing genuine care and concern, you create a bond of trust and compassion. This doesn't mean agreeing with everything someone says or does, but recognizing and respecting their experiences. Empathy also allows you to respond with kindness even in challenging situations, which helps to de-escalate tensions and build understanding. Not all relationships are meant to last forever, and recognizing when to let go is a critical part of controlling your relationships. If a connection becomes toxic, manipulative, or consistently negative, it may be healthier to walk away. Letting go doesn't necessarily mean harboring resentment or anger. It can be an act of self-care and growth. Ending a relationship with grace and gratitude for the lessons learned can provide closure and pave the way for new, more fulfilling connections. Investing in self-awareness is essential for better relationships. Understanding your triggers, communication style, and emotional needs enables you to approach others with authenticity and clarity. Self-awareness also allows you to recognize patterns in your relationships, such as attracting the same type of person or repeating unhealthy dynamics. By addressing your own behaviors and attitudes, you set the stage for healthier and more harmonious interactions. This is you paying attention to your own behaviors and attitudes. You set the stage for healthier and more harmonious interactions. Healthy relationships require time and effort to nurture. Whether it's a friendship, family bond, or romantic partnership, regular check-ins and quality time are vital. In today's fast-pacing world, it's easy to take relationships for granted or let them slip into autopilot. Make an effort to prioritize the people who matter most to you, even if it's as simple as sending a thoughtful message, planning a get-together, or lending a listening ear. Consistent attention and care reinforce the strength of your connections. Forgiveness is another critical aspect of controlling your relationships. Holding on to grudges or past hurts can weigh heavily on both your emotional well-being and the relationship itself. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather releasing the negative emotions tied to the experience. It's a choice to move forward, either by repairing the relationship or freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. Finally, remember that the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others treat you. Practice self-love, confidence, and respect so that you can approach all your relationships from a place of strength and positivity. When you value yourself, you naturally attract people who value you as well. By prioritizing personal growth and self-care, you become the kind of person who fosters healthy, meaningful connections with others. One of the key elements in learning how to be happy alone is mastering the art of self-compassion. It is an essential skill to develop because often the root of unhappiness, when alone, stems from a harsh internal critic or negative self-talk. Many individuals struggle with feelings of loneliness and inadequacy when isolated, and these emotions can be exacerbated by a lack of self-compassion. However, understanding how to treat oneself with kindness and understanding is a transformative practice that can completely shift one's perspective on being alone. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same care, understanding, and kindness that you would offer a close friend who is going through a difficult time. When you are alone, you may encounter challenging emotions, whether they are sadness, frustration, or loneliness. In such moments, self-compassion enables you to respond with empathy and gentleness rather than judgment and criticism. The absence of others should not mean the absence of love and care. Learning to nurture yourself during tough moments is essential for cultivating happiness while alone. One powerful aspect of self-compassion is learning to accept your imperfections. In a world that often emphasizes perfection and comparison, it is easy to feel like you don't measure up, especially when you are alone and may not have the distraction of other people around. The reality is that nobody is perfect, and it's essential to embrace your flaws and mistakes as part of being human. Rather than ruminating on perceived shortcomings, self-compassion allows you to acknowledge them without attaching shame or guilt. This shift in mindset helps you develop a healthier relationship with yourself, free from the toxic effects of self-criticism. Another critical element of self-compassion is recognizing and validating your emotions. Many people, when left alone, tend to suppress or invalidate their feelings, thinking they should be tougher or stronger. However, true self-compassion acknowledges that all emotions, whether positive or negative, are valid and deserving of it. Instead of dismissing feelings of sadness or anger, self-compassion allows you to sit with these emotions, process them, and understand what they are trying to teach you. This emotional acceptance allows for deeper healing and growth, creating space for happiness and inner peace. A significant barrier to self-compassion is the tendency to view self-love as selfishness. Many people may feel guilty for prioritizing their own well-being, especially when there are external pressures or societal expectations. However, in order to truly be happy alone, you must first be comfortable with who you are, and this requires making self-compassion a priority. Taking care of yourself is not a selfish act. It's a necessary step toward becoming a whole and content person. Only by nurturing your own well-being can you create a foundation for happiness that does not rely on external circumstances or other people. Self-compassion also includes setting healthy boundaries with yourself. When alone, it's easy to become overwhelmed with the feeling that you should always be productive, constantly busy, or socially active. However, part of treating yourself with kindness is recognizing that it's okay to take breaks, to rest, and to recharge. Being alone doesn't mean you have to be constantly doing something. It's important to honor your need for solitude and recognize that rest and relaxation are essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. This aspect of self-compassion involves creating a balance between activity and rest, ensuring that you don't overextend yourself in an attempt to avoid feeling lonely. Moreover, self-compassion entails forgiving yourself for past mistakes or regrets. Often, when people are alone, they dwell on their past decisions, wondering if they could have done things differently. However, this type of thinking only perpetuates unhappiness and prevents personal growth. Part of self-compassion is learning to let go of past mistakes and realizing that they do not define who you are today. It's crucial to forgive yourself, learn from those experiences, and move forward with the intention of doing better in the future. This act of self-forgiveness releases the emotional burden of regret and allows you to embrace who you are in the present. Self-compassion also means giving yourself permission to enjoy the simple pleasures of life without guilt. Many people, especially when they are alone, feel that they must earn their joy through accomplishments or success. However, happiness is not something that should be earned, but rather something that can be experienced in the moment. Whether it's enjoying a cup of tea, reading a good book, or taking a walk in nature, self-compassion allows you to indulge in small moments of happiness without feeling the need to justify them. These small moments of joy accumulate over time and contribute to an overall sense of well-being and contentment. Additionally, practicing self-compassion helps you build resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and being alone means you will sometimes face challenges that may feel overwhelming. However, the more compassionate you are with yourself during these times, the better equipped you are to cope with difficulties. Instead of succumbing to feelings of defeat, self-compassion allows you to approach challenges with a mindset of self-care and patience. You become more forgiving of yourself when things don't go as planned, and this resilience builds over time, making it easier to face obstacles with a sense of inner strength. In moments of loneliness, self-compassion helps you find comfort in your own company. Many people fear being alone because they worry they won't be able to handle their own thoughts or emotions. However, by practicing self-compassion, you learn to appreciate the opportunity to be with yourself. You begin to see that being alone does not mean being abandoned or unloved. Instead, it offers the chance to form a deeper connection with yourself, learning to enjoy your own company, and develop a sense of inner peace that is independent of external validation. Lastly, self-compassion creates the foundation for a deeper sense of happiness and fulfillment. When you are kind and loving toward yourself, you cultivate a healthy sense of self-worth that allows you to experience joy and contentment regardless of your external circumstances. You stop relying on others for validation and instead learn to find happiness from within. This inner fulfillment is not contingent on relationships or external success, but comes from within, making it the most lasting and sustainable form of happiness. In conclusion, self-compassion is an essential aspect of being happy alone. By treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and acceptance, you build a solid foundation for happiness that is independent of external factors. Self-compassion allows you to heal emotional wounds, embrace imperfections, and practice self-care without guilt. It helps you develop resilience, foster inner strength, and find joy in your own company. Through the practice of self-compassion, you can experience lasting happiness, regardless of your circumstances. Developing self-sufficiency is an essential aspect of learning how to be happy alone. It refers to the ability to rely on yourself for emotional fulfillment, decision-making, and overall well-being, rather than depending on others for validation or support. While human connections are important, It is vital to cultivate the capacity to thrive independently. Self-sufficiency allows you to develop a sense of inner strength and confidence, helping you navigate life's challenges with resilience and autonomy. At its core, self-sufficiency is about recognizing that your happiness is not contingent upon external factors or people. Many individuals look to others to fulfill their emotional needs, whether through relationships, friendships, or societal approval. However, this dependency can often lead to feelings of frustration, disappointment, and insecurity, as others cannot always meet your needs in the way you expect. By becoming self-sufficient, you shift the focus from external sources of validation to the internal resources that you already possess. One of the key components of self-sufficiency is emotional regulation. Learning how to manage your emotions independently allows you to remain steady in the face of adversity. Rather than relying on others to comfort or reassure you during difficult times, you learn to process and address your emotions internally. This involves understanding and acknowledging your feelings without judgment and responding in a healthy, constructive manner. Emotional regulation also means being able to cope with challenging emotions, such as sadness, anger, or frustration, without letting them overwhelm you. Through self-regulation, you can maintain a sense of calm and control, which ultimately contributes to your overall happiness and well-being. Self-sufficiency also involves cultivating a strong sense of personal responsibility. When you take ownership of your life, including your actions, decisions, and circumstances, you empower yourself to make choices that align with your values and goals. This sense of agency is crucial for building confidence and self-esteem, as it reinforces the belief that you are in control of your own destiny. By accepting responsibility for your life, you move away from a victim mentality and take charge of your own happiness. This mindset shift is vital for those learning to be content while alone, as it allows you to see challenges as opportunities for growth and self-improvement, rather than obstacles that are insurmountable without the help of others. Part of becoming self-sufficient is learning how to set and achieve personal goals. When you are alone, it's easy to feel aimless or directionless, especially if you've been used to relying on others for guidance or motivation. However, developing a clear sense of purpose and setting goals that align with your passions and values gives you something to work toward. These goals provide a sense of fulfillment and progress, helping you feel accomplished and satisfied in your own right. Whether your goals are big or small, having a sense of direction fosters a sense of autonomy and self-sufficiency as you become more capable of achieving things independently. By taking responsibility for your own dreams and working toward them, you build confidence in your ability to shape your own future. An important aspect of self-sufficiency is also the development of problem-solving skills. When you are alone, you are often faced with challenges that require creative solutions. Rather than seeking constant external input, being self-sufficient means trusting your ability to come up with answers or strategies on your own. This involves using critical thinking and applying your knowledge and experiences to navigate obstacles. The more you practice problem solving on your own, the more capable and self-reliant you become. It's important to understand that not every problem needs to be solved immediately, but by taking a proactive approach and learning from each experience, you develop the confidence to face future challenges with greater ease. Self-sufficiency also includes maintaining financial independence. While many people depend on others for financial support, learning how to manage your own finances is a key aspect of becoming self-sufficient. Financial independence means taking control of your own financial situation, creating a budget, saving and investing in ways that allow you to be self-reliant. Financial freedom provides a sense of security and autonomy, as you no longer have to rely on others for financial support. This can lead to greater peace of mind, knowing that you can support yourself and make decisions based on your own needs and desires rather than external pressures.